Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am in a 2002 RSX. It has a K20 that is fully built with a T3 turbo strapped on. It's making about 440 wheel horsepower. That's going to the front wheels. So with that, there is spinning. A lot of spinning and a lot of torque steer. Usually I would be doing a video review with the window up, but with a lot of RSXs, the window gets stuck. So we're just gonna leave it down. Car is boost by gear, which, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of in turbo cars, but you just have to be careful because it does get more violent the higher gear you go. For example, the fourth gear is 15 pounds in comparison to second gear, which is only 5 pounds. The car's on MB Battles and they're powder coated white, and with this blue color, it really works. The nice contrast of it. White wheels in general have really come back as a thing. It seems like everybody was doing black wheels for a while, and you know, it's typical gunmetal gray, but white wheels on some cars, they just totally work. And this is one of them. It's on Buddy Club coilovers, which gives it a really nice stance, but it's not too low to where it's not functional to get around town and whatnot. With the intercooler piping combined with the coilovers, it does rub occasionally, but it's nothing to the point where you're damaging anything. It just happens. It's not a big deal. Now, this is owned by my friend Jordan, and believe it or not, she's a female, and that is awesome. It is so awesome to see girls, and it's not that I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all, but it's an awesome thing to see girls drive cars like these, because it shows they're just as passionate as the guys in a very, I guess you could say, male demographic hobby. All right, so let's get on it a little bit. Downshift to third. Woo, torque steer. All right, now that I'm used to the torque steer, let's try that again. Shoot, man. That first pull I did, it just yanked me to the side of the road. I was not expecting it at all. I've driven a few hatches like this, but this car just shot right to the side of the road. You just have to be extremely careful driving this thing. And you gotta know what you're doing. I'm not saying that I do. Note to self, if you ever do pulls in this car, you need a lot of room. A lot of room. Because as soon as you go in, if you mat it, like instantly, then it's just gonna go all over the place. I've never ever experienced torque steer like this in any car. So, it kind of threw me off guard. And now all the Honda fans are laughing at me. Every single one. Now, if you can't tell, during my review, it has started raining, so thankfully we got the pulls out of the way. But, like I said earlier, even in the dry, it spins a ton. With a lot of turbo cars, you usually get terrible gas mileage when you turbo a car, even a 4-cylinder, especially with Subarus and Evos. But on the highway with this, you know, it is a 6-speed, so that always helps compared to 5-speed cars. So it gets about 28 highway. So with a car with 440 horsepower, and 28 miles per gallon, that's pretty awesome. Another thing is these harnesses and these seats are awesome. The harnesses, usually, they're just such a pain to do video reviews in because, you know, I'm trying to move, I'm trying to look around and everything. But these, it's one clip. You just snap it in and you're all ready to go. It's as easy as putting on a normal seatbelt. That's what's so great. I've ridden in a lot of brides lately, and I think next to James's Evo, these are the most comfortable I've been in, and they kind of hold you nice and snug. Earlier when I was getting that torque steer pretty bad, I just felt it catch me as I got thrown to the side. So they're definitely nice, and they make it look a lot more luxurious inside, I guess you could say, but at the same time have that kind of boy racer look. I wouldn't say it's ironic, but it is kind of funny. This is my first time reviewing a car that's owned by a girl, and at the same time, it's one of the fastest ones. It's the fastest Honda / Acura I've ever driven, and it's owned by a girl. So who's gonna take her down? I don't see anybody anytime soon, but it's pretty awesome. to handle all the power and all that, it's pretty obvious it would have an aftermarket clutch. It's a stage 4 competition, but unlike all the other clutches I've driven recently, this is by far the easiest. It catches extremely low. I mean, most, you know, they catch really up high, up top, but this catches really low. So that first gear, it just goes. You don't have to like rev it out at all, and it just goes along, and it's nice and gentle, and you're like, okay, I can drive this. And then you get on it in first and you really don't go anywhere because it just spins a lot. It is pretty awesome though, just how high these cars rev. I mean, most of the K20 series, they can go up to 7, 8, even 9 grand sometimes, and it really shows. And it doesn't feel like it's about to blow up, if that makes sense. It feels like it's gonna stay together when you rev that high, because they were kind of designed to do it, especially with the right tune and the right internals. It can do that all day long. It'll be fine. Let's get a little bit of the noise. It is wet, so I'm short shifting like crazy, but you have to understand. But it is awesome to get that noise and all that, and I can see why she loves this car. She loves this car so much. She's like me. She gets sentimentally attached to cars. I know with my Mustang, I am straight up in love with my car. So it is always hard to even think about getting rid of something. She said if she ever were to have issues or problems, that she would just replace the motor instead, rather than trying to get rid of it. And I respect that. That just shows that you picked the right car for you. It shows that you made the right decision. It's kind of like that saying, if you walk away from your car and you don't look back at it, you bought the wrong car. It has an RBC manifold and also a peak boost kit along with it. And that's actually where the majority of the horsepower comes from. Just those little tiny things that the stock parts just restrict it from doing what it can really do. And just replacing that automatically just sets it off the wall. It also has nice little pillar pods right next to me that tell me it's a wideband, so it tells me air fuel ratio and also the classic boost gauge, how many pounds you're pushing while you're moving along. It also has a 3-inch Skunk 2 exhaust. Now Skunk 2 is obviously a very, very popular brand in the Honda community, and it sounds really good. As it flies by, it has no sense of, I guess you could say, riciness. It doesn't have that vibe of just some chick you just put on a fart can and went, my RSX is fast. The exhaust has kind of a staggered setup in it. So with that, along with the manifold, it creates this kind of deeper tone than most Hondas would have, almost reminiscent of a Subaru. That blow-up valve sounds so good. He was just telling me earlier that she's such a car girl that even for Christmas, our friend Blake as well got her these bride seats as her Christmas present. She would rather get car parts than all the other stereotypical female gifts. So I salute you. It's awesome. If only there were more people like her in this world, the world would be a better place and a lot more boost filled too. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome female-related car girl review. It was an awesome experience. This is definitely the most torque steer I've ever experienced, and the boost just kicks in like a freight train in this car. It really, really, really shows why people love the K-Series motors. I really understand it now, why people drool over these things. So I'd like to thank Jordan very, very much for letting me drive her car. It's been an awesome day, other than this stupid rain. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.
Originally, the whole thing came out. Yeah, I think you broke my car. You gotta pay for it now.
Oh!
Just kidding.
Hey, just sell your Mustang.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just have to fix it later, if that's okay. Or we'll fix it after.
Well.